The decision to switch brokerages rarely is a quick one, right? I think one or two things start kind of gnawing at you, and over time you kind of start the process of exploring. And so I think people who are considering a switch, whether it's to REMINGO or otherwise, really should start that research based on what those items are that are gnawing at them, right? We as people really do kind of gravitate towards our kind of people, right? The people that think like us, act like us, talk like us, but of course do business like us as well. And so I think that's a huge impact in that decision.
For me, I was looking for a culture, an atmosphere that I had had one time before that I greatly missed. So I think the family, friendship, caring aspect of the company really cemented it to me. And it took me a while to get there because it was kind of a paradigm shift for me to figure out this is what I needed.
Brokers, I feel more often than not kind of feel like the little fish in a big pond or the big fish in a little pond, right? And that's a personality difference as well. The larger brokerages, the large franchises in there. Some people prefer being that small fish. They like to kind of be in the crowd, do their thing without anybody asking them to raise their hand. But I think there's a lot of brokers out there too who feel a little bit more like the big fish, but they're a big fish in a big pond, and their individuality isn't really valued in that company. They don't have the opportunity to speak up and say, hey, if only we did things this way, I would be more happy. And so I think that's a big benefit of REMINGO.
I was very happy in a franchise for 17 years, but I never felt I had any real influence to make the company what I would like it to be. I like to be able to bring my experience, what I think works, what I think doesn't work, and be able to share that with others as well. What REMINGO really is a full-service independent brokerage where you can feel like you've leveled up and you have an influence within the company. Because even though we're all independent contractors, we do have an influence with the executive team.
Of course, there's the financial aspects. Everybody's got a little bit of a different split here and there, right? Or maybe they've got different benefits that they offer.
For me, the biggest thing is the services. I don't want to have to think about where I'm getting my photography, where I'm getting my brochures, how is my social media coming out. Because I want to be the people. I want to get more business, not playing around on the internet. That's not my thing. I want to make money at this business, and if you're not making money at it, it's not worth doing. So that's why full service was so important to me. That was why I was at a franchise for so long, because there really weren't any smaller companies that were unique, that were offering all the services that we offer here. The number one perk is we don't have to write checks. There are no transaction fees. There's no admin fees. There's no TC fees. There's no monthly desk fees. There's none of that. And in fact, you don't even write a check for photography, brochures, business cards. They install your signs. They put them in, they take them out. Everything is included, and you get free coaching on top of that. One-on-one coaching and group coaching. Huge values in that. And our splits run anywhere from 10 to 25% depending on where your volume is.
I understand that the prospect of switching brokerages sounds very daunting. I think it's a good portion of the reason why brokers stay where they're at, even if they're not feeling like it's the right brokerage for them. And so we are a little tireless in our obsession with coming up with a very streamlined and very brief process of transitioning. Transitioning to REMINGO, you touch 4 different people within our company. One person is helping you make sure that RE Colorado's done, CTM's done, showing time is done, any of your showing services, any of your outside vendors you work with, we handle that in one step. Another step is really handling the buyers, the sellers, making sure your contracts, that there's absolutely no interruption with your clients. Another step is really making sure we go through the policy manual in depth, briefly, but in depth. We want to make sure that you understand not only kind of the standards and expectations we have as a company, but really in our industry as well. And the final step is just intended to be kind of an introduction to the culture, what we're about, what we do, who are the people around here that we affectionately refer to as broker assistants. You know, who is really here to help make your real estate transaction easier.
What's different about REMINGO is that you feel like you're part of something. You're not just a number. The brokers who benefit the most are the ones that want to make this a real career. Somebody who's full-time, somebody who sees a bigger picture than where they are right now. What being a REMINGO says about me is that I've evolved to another level in my real estate business and in the industry. My favorite thing is that I'm appreciated for who I am. You're gonna make me cry. Ta-da! And because I'm such a gregarious person, they appreciate that. Ask me about the CEO.
We have fun. Real estate is an extraordinarily complex matter, and it is very easy to get into the weeds of the day-to-day business. And I think it's really important to remind yourself to come up for air from time to time. And of course, we have to take everything we do professionally and serious, but it is okay to laugh in between. It is okay to inject some humor into what we do. I think without having a fun working atmosphere and a fun place to work, it's not the best job in the world, and truly I believe that it is.